I'm Bruce, Nita's bear, and I'm on a mission to make bad randoms a myth of the past, starting by teaching you about Nita. The crazy lady may seem a bit average and just plain boring at first, because she's one of the first brawlers unlocked, but after this video, I hope you realize how great she is, and you'll be able to reach 1000 trophies just like me. Bruce, we met before, remember? Okay, gotta get the basics out of the way first. Nita is a rare brawler who is good at countering tanks and non-piercing shooters. Nita on her own is not too strong, but when her bear Bruce is summoned, me, she can be unstoppable. Bruce is great for starting a push, wasting opponents' ammo, or just scaring them off / controlling areas. She is considered to be a damage dealer by Supercell, which could be confusing if she maxes out at 1920 damage per hit, since it's very in the middle of the pack, beating out single-shot brawlers such as Sandy or Poco, and being just beat by Jesse or Mortis. However, she starts shining with the sheer output of damage she can do, as she has a very fast reload speed and can reach up to 5760 damage per second, so with some maneuvering, she can outdamage a lot of brawlers. Okay, I'ma talk about how to play her, and then a bit about her build with gadgets and Starr Powers. Before all the damage dealing stuff, you have to understand a few things about her, since if you can't get close to your opponents, you will not do any damage to them. As with most brawlers, you have to be aware of what maps you play with her, as finding herself in a wide open map will significantly decrease her potential and would make you a bit of a bad random. You want to play in maps with a lot of bushes and walls, with some bushes a bit spread out, because without your bear, tanks will eat you up when close. Secondly, you need to learn how to move with it, as Bruce the bear is your best friend, and both you and your team needs him to get a big advantage. You need 5 hits to get your super, so start off not too aggressive, using bushes and practically hugging the walls to get near your opponents and getting some taps in. If you take your time, your opponent can get very trigger happy, so simply faking them out will cause them to shoot and miss completely. Like, look at this silly guy. Counting your opponent's shots is very valuable, since you can know when you're safe to attack once they're out of ammo. Since Rupture, her main attack is a wide piercing shot, if your opponents bunch up, you will most likely hit them all, which is good in itself, but it will also significantly boost your super progress. Knowing around how much damage you do per shot, 1920 at max level, will help you make more efficient attacks, so you don't accidentally go in guns blasting and then dying. Quick tip about Rupture: if you aim it right, it can damn near pierce walls. If you shoot around the corners or along the wall at the right angle, this can help you create an advantage in a duel, get some sneaky kills, or just make them retreat. Super, bear. Once you get your bear, the game for you has officially fully started. The bear automatically walks towards the nearest opponent no matter if they're hidden in a bush, which can sometimes lead to some surprise attacks if he himself is attacking from a bush. If no one is alive, they're invisible, or in their respawn immune bubble, Bruce will walk back to you. He does have more health than you, so pushing is what you want to do with him most of the time. Place him a bit in front of you and just let the good boy lead the way. Your opponents will be worried about the bear coming at them at a very slow pace, so if you don't get a kill, you will make them waste ammo, push them back, or separate the team, which could also lead to one of them being surrounded by you and your dear boy, me. Do be wary of brawlers with a piercing shot. Bruce will not protect their attacks from you, so pushing them with him is a bad idea. If you're not pushing behind Bruce, he's a good distraction as well. Once you deploy the bear, everyone will be aware of him, which gives you a chance to charge in and get you a kill or some sweet damage. Bruce roaming is great in general, as he won't allow your opponents to heal. They will either have to waste ammo and shoot at the incoming bear, which postpones their auto heal, or Bruce will hit them, which, well, doesn't heal either. If he doesn't do either, he will make them spread out. Opponents will usually try to get rid of him as soon as possible, as he does basically turn a 3v3 into a 3v4. If a brawler gets near and you can't escape, you can summon Bruce and you start going in circles around him, so you and the bear gets as many hits as you can, while your opponents can miss theirs. Keep in mind that the further you throw the bear, the longer it takes for him to spawn in. Clicking the super button will make him spawn exactly where you are. Them pesky throw brawlers can be very annoying behind walls, so you can counter them by pretending to be a thrower and throwing the bear at them. Reminder, once you get your super, it's important and pretty easy to get the next one. However, do not kill your bears. Don't spawn another one before the first one gets killed. If it's urgent and he's too far, we can make some exceptions. Otherwise, don't and save your super, even if you get a hypercharge. You should be able to squeeze the most out of your bear, and it can be pretty frustrating for your opponent if they get rid of a bear and another bear comes right after. If you don't care about that, at least do it for me. Also a good tip, if you die, you can check if Bruce is battling it out by clicking the gadget. If it's green, that's a sign in itself. However, if it's gray, one of two texts will appear. It's either bear is too far or can't activate without bear. Counters. It's always very beneficial to start off the game by looking at what brawlers are good matchups for Nita, as understanding your counters will take you to another level. As I mentioned before, she counters close range brawlers, tanks, and non-piercing brawlers best. So think of brawlers such as Bull, Piper, Surge, Lu, and all these brawlers that she can counter pretty seamlessly with a bear present. Now with brawlers that can pierce through Bruce, it's a different story, since Bruce will not protect you from them, which is the worst possible outcome. A special mention to Amber, Ems, and Rico. These are horrible to play against, so try avoiding them, as well as these brawlers since they are pretty big counters to her. Thrower brawlers are a hit or a miss, since Bruce won't help you as a body shield, so it's just up to your movement to avoid their attacks. He will help you to reach them easier though, since he will push them out from wherever they're hiding. Okay, now on to the gadgets and Starr Powers, aka her build. Gadgets. The fun thing about Nita is that all builds have their place in different scenarios. Her first gadget, Fox Fur, what is it? Faux fur. The gadget that adds a 15% shield for 3 seconds is great anywhere because it just turns Bruce into a better Bruce, and it's not much deeper than that. Sometimes you can catch your opponents off guard by activating it when Bruce is low HP for that extra push, whether you need some breathing room to heal or just to control the area. On the other hand, or you could say paw, Bear Paws, the stun gadget. This gadget stuns your opponents for 1 second with a 1 second delay after being activated with the gadget button. This is less used in the high trophy range, however a good stun will save you more often than a shield. Even if you miss the gadget, which is pretty easy as the stun radius is pretty small and not a lot of brawlers will hang around Bruce, it will still provide a better way to area control. Starr Powers. The Bear With Me Starr Power can be overlooked at lower trophies since it takes a bit more skill to perfect. However, it does give her gameplay more depth since you can keep the bear alive longer as well as him doing the same to you. A well-timed attack where both you and Bruce are attacking an opponent can make both of you seem invincible. If you see that Bruce is low and you're not next to him, you can try tapping your opponent a few times to make it harder for Bruce's opponent. Keep in mind that the heal is a physical effect that you can see floating through air, so the further it needs to travel, the longer it takes to reach you or Bruce to heal. The effect, flying through air, can be seen by your opponent, so it can expose your location as well. Hyper Bear is more straightforward. This Starr Power turns Bruce into a lawnmower. This makes Bruce into a very big threat and even better at area control since your opponents can't even touch him. However, since Bruce is already a great area controller, this should mostly only be used in heist, since leaving him alone with the safe will result in a loss to your opponents. Hypercharge. There isn't that much to say about the Hypercharge since it just makes Bruce into a bigger Bruce, which is just awesome. He's faster and can tank and deal more damage. One important note though, unless it is very urgent, don't kill your current bear if you get the Hypercharge, even if the Hyper Bruce seems so much more cool. Recommended build. Although all gadgets and Starr Powers are useful in different scenarios, I personally would recommend the combo of Faux Fur and Bear With Me, making her most versatile and dangerous. Except in heist. Use Hyper Bear for that one. For gadgets, I prefer speed, since I don't really like being a slow brawler and it can catch your opponents off guard since they can't predict how fast you're gonna get to them. This also works the other way around. You can be a bit more brave pushing, and when it gets dangerous, you can skedaddle out of there faster than them. Since she's a damage dealer and you wish to turn that up to 11, damage gadget is always a great option. At the end of the day, use what feels most fun to you, since any combination of her build can be seriously powerful. Gamemodes. If a map is bushy, you will find success in any game mode. However, heist and maps where area control is very valuable, like Brawl Ball, Gem Grab, or Hot Zone, will work more often than not. So there you go, this is how you get Nita skills to another level, and how me, Bruce the Bear, is the best unreleased brawler in the game. Or I guess I am now. My dreams. They finally are coming true. Did I miss anything? Who do you want me to do next? Tell me in the comments and make sure to subscribe, don't be toxic, and don't kill your bears.